Hello and welcome to the latest match review podcast brought to you by the award-winning Scarf Bagara War team. We are a Stockport County podcast for county fans by county fans, and we're sponsored by Overpass Clothing. And if you're watching this, I am wearing the latest Overpass Clothing t-shirt, which is out, as is Dan Johnson. Dan, are you going to turn around for us so we can see the back? Go on, there we go. For county fans by county fans, cracking t-shirt. Get onto the Overpass Clothing website and place your order. And what I will say, so I'm modelling an extra small. So if you've seen me at the game and you know sort of how big I am, 5'7.5", 9 stone wet through, extra small, fits like a glove. Dan, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a large because I'm a bit taller.
Bit taller, bit wider. So there you go. So you've got your size guide on that as well. Don't need to be clicking on the internet for that stuff. We obviously also come to you in association with Edgeley Conservative Club coaches as well. Other coaches are obviously available. So we're back after a week off. Loads to discuss from yesterday's 1-1 home draw with Barnsley. I'm Jimmy Harmer, and tonight I'm joined by Steve Barnsley, by Dan Culverwell, and Dan Johnson himself. Before I get into this, I just want to mention the Anthony Sarcevic night that we hosted in association with the Co-op. That was last Wednesday. One thing we did learn, his name isn't actually Anthony Sarcevic, it's Antoni Sarcevic, according to his parents who were there. And his wife also turned up as well. It was an amazing event. Thank you to Fitzpatrick's for allowing us to host it there. Russ is working on the recording and getting all that out. So Patreon members, you're going to have an absolute treat before Christmas. It was a stunning event. We learnt loads of stuff. Why Antoni hates Ben Tozer, which is a really good one. Stuff about managers as well and how much he loves Dave. And to be fair, he wishes he never left. But sign up, Patreon, £3 a month. You're going to get him. You're going to get Will Collar, Fraser Horsfall, Sean Connolly, Roger Wilde, Tony Dinning, Matty Warburton, Sam Sheridan. They're all the guys that we've done. Liam Hogan as well. We've got a part 2 of that coming up as well. All ad-free listening as well for all the stuff that we put out, and monthly prize draw, which is topical because Dan, I believe you are going to make the draw now for the latest monthly prize.
Yeah, so this month we are giving away one of the first copies of Des Hinks's new book, which you can see in the background. It's all about the promotion season when we went up as champions from League 2, and also, as the weather's getting cold, a brand new county scarf as well. So obviously let's do the draw now. So hold your hats.
Dead air's a crime, Dan.
I know.
Keep talking.
Right.
So yeah, we're just doing the draw now. We've got a little spinny wheel, and it's going to finish on a name that I can't see, but hopefully you... Oh, here we go. Pete. That's useful.
Hey, so let's have a look at the list. I know. I've got a long list here. Let me have a look at the list. Right, so Pete, I've got down. I've only got his email. I won't say it all, but the part of his email is at Booyah. So if your name's Pete and you've got part of Booyah is part of your email, I'll send you an email asking for your address, and I'll get these stuff out in the post to you. So
Brilliant.
monthly prize draw for November. So a cracking book from Des Hinks. If you've not got it, I believe you can now purchase it either from Des directly, or you can get it from Amazon. I know that the club shop are looking at stocking it as well at some point. So yeah, it's a cracking read. No pictures in it. It's all words. Some county fans might be upset about that, but some others might be happy that it's a good read. So yeah.
Brilliant. And Des has put a ton of work into that, hasn't he? And he's a massive... Well, he's well known around the county community. Let's support him, guys, especially with Christmas coming up. Make a fantastic Christmas present for somebody, you maybe, or someone that you know.
Definitely.
Okay, well, let's get into the game. So, Dan, do you want to just take us, Dan Culver, do you want to just take us through the starting 11? Any surprises in there for you, and maybe Steve and Dan Johnson, you can have a little bit of a say on that as well, if you thought there were any surprise in that team.
Well, there was some changes, obviously, from the Peterborough game. We knew that, obviously, Corey O'Keefe couldn't play because he's on loan from Barnsley. Dodgson came back from his suspension. I felt it had to go back to a back three. The back four sort of didn't work against Peterborough. So we had a back three. It was Pye, Connolly, and Luru. The only real surprise in that first half that Luru was one in the centre with Connolly as the right centre back. A midfield four, I would say, of Fevs, Bailey, Moxon, and obviously Dodgson playing as a left wing back. And then you had sort of two number 10s, really, Lowe and Anderson, playing behind Wootton as the sort of point of that Christmas tree. I was a bit surprised he played all three of them, to be honest. That was surprising me. I thought Lowe would start with Wootton. I didn't expect Anderson to sort of get a start as well.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd decision considering that. Well, we've got midfielders also that are ready to be playing on the pitch as well. With the three strikers, maybe Dave Challoner and the team all thought that three strikers would be more of a battering ram, and Barnsley would be susceptible to that. Maybe more balls over the top, but as we saw through the match, that didn't work out very well, did it?
Yeah, I actually thought it was a four at the back. So I was watching it from the side, and I was convinced we were playing four at the back. I thought it was like Pye and Alohu in the centre with Connolly at right back and Dodgson at left back, and that's how I felt it was. But so it's interesting to see that you thought it was three at the back.
I think the post-match interview that Dave gave, I think he alluded to that, Steve. I think he said that he had Cal on the right-hand side of the defence. And I think I've got to agree with you. And I think their first goal saw Connolly getting horribly out of position after the horror kick that Ben did. And that's why their guy was able to stick that cross in. But I've got to agree with you. I think he went for a back four. But Fevs was sort of tasked with trying to do a little bit of defending down there against their what's he called? Cleary? He was their best player, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, you had Fevs dropping back, and you had Benno on the other side dropping back as well. So every time we kind of didn't have possession, Benno would drop back in kind of like a wing back type role, covering. But then as soon as we attacked again, he was back up, going up front.
Yeah, so Barnsley had a great start. I mean, we can't sort of sugarcoat that. They looked really on it, I thought, playing some really nice football. I think you're right, Dan, with the three up front, the ball wasn't sticking either. They had two very big centre-backs, Roberts and Shepherd. I mean, like we say that Pye is going to be the next sort of big sort of thing coming out of League One from a left-footed central defensive point of view. But that Shepherd guy, I think the match preview was the guy, Steve, was he sort of singing his praises? And I could see why. He's a quality player.
Yeah, he's a unit, wasn't he? He's really good. And they looked a good team, to be fair. I thought, like you said, he came out firing, didn't they? And, trying to get us on the back foot, and they looked pretty good. But, but then I thought we had our chances as well. So,
yeah, definitely. That sort of first 5 minutes, we weathered it. We looked clunky, is probably the best way. It looked like it was like the first or the second game of the season. People were just sort of getting used to each other, so it was just really clunky. And like I say, first 5 minutes was a little bit, right, come on, let's find ourselves. But then, I think it was about 8 minutes, we sort of, Fevs gets the ball again, down that right-hand side, puts a cross in, and really, same again, we'll keep on talking about wasted opportunities or missed chances, and I thought that was
is this the Wootton one?
This is the Wootton chance on 8 minutes, yeah.
We had a couple of those sort of chances, though, in that small flurry before they ended up scoring their first and only goal. And I feel like I've seen quite a few of those just elude us as of recent. Yeah. Like very, very similar sort of chances. And I think a load of them just happened in one small batch, and then we didn't have anything else for the half.
We had two chances, 8 minutes and 10 minutes. We talked about that Wootton one. The second one was Benno, half volley. It was difficult. The ball came to him quick, but for me, both chances were created by a good run and a cross from Febs, and that is just what that's what he gives you.
What your thoughts on Benno at the moment? Because I mean, we've all seen last season. We thought, what a finisher this guy is, and Charlie every time he says he's like the best finisher at the club, but he's not putting away. I know they're not great chances. You know, they are only half chances, but he's not hitting the target, is he, at the moment?
For me personally, needs must. So we need him in the squad. We need him.
Oh, absolutely.
If we had another player, another striker, and we didn't need him as much, I'd send him on loan to Accrington. Go and play with Paddy Madden. Go and learn from Paddy Madden, and he'll come back twice the player for me. But we need him in the squad. We have injuries. We don't have players in that position, so he needs must. And I think he's a little bit critical because we brought him in last year. About this time last year, we brought him in, and the plan was, I think, he was a development player. He was going to go out on loan, but he impressed so much in training. They sort of kept hold of him, got them goals, and I say went off. It's not happened so far this season, but we know there is a player in there. It's, you know, we don't want to lose him. We want to get behind him and back him. And
absolutely, I'm his biggest fan. I'm just kind of, I'm just being a bit critical of his.
No. I think he just needs one to come off his arse.
Yeah,
to be honest, and he'll be off. They'll come like buses. I think it wouldn't surprise me. He won't score. When he does score, he'll score 2 or 3 in that game. But yeah, he'll come good.
I agree with you guys in that he's not showing what he showed last season. I think he would benefit from a loan. I wouldn't be surprised in January if we bring a more experienced striker in, whether that's someone beginning with L and ending in Y. I don't know, but he could really do with getting himself out and playing 90 minutes. We've spoken about this before, so I'm not going to do it to death, but I'll just say he's had a lot of international stuff as well, which has hampered his playing with this group of players as well. I think Malik Mothersill will start usurping Anderson now in that number 10 position. You've got Jack Diamond as well. I don't know why he was dropped. Does anybody know why? Was it an injury or was it an illness or something? Or I think I heard somebody mentioning as I was leaving the ground, or was Jack Diamond ill or something? But
I've not heard anything.
No.
I just think he made a decision. They must have. I mean, he's had 9 days in training after the Peterborough game. I think they were working on something with the 3 up front, and
did it work, guys? For you? No.
I
mean, Dave alluded to it, didn't he, as well?
I think the 2 centre backs that they had, with them being big and burly and everything, and trying to get a flick on from Wootton, he was just getting bullied a little bit, wasn't he? And the ball wasn't ever going to get to Lowe or Anderson if that was the case. So it basically just took 3 players out of the game. Yeah. The only time it was effective is when Feb's got it on the right hand side, beat his man, and swung a ball in the box. And that only happened 3 times
in the first half. Yeah, it was. They sort of, and in all fairness as well, we could see what was actually our strength in that, say, first 10, 15 minutes with Fevs on the ball. But they soon quick learned, and I think they doubled up on him after that, and we stopped giving him the ball as well. And we didn't really sort of punish him or play to our strength for that moment.
He looked good, Fevs, though, didn't he? I was impressed.
Best game of this season for me, for Fevs.
He does seem to have lost a little bit of sort of sprinting pace. I think we've sort of mentioned this before. He's quick over 2 or 3 yards to get that sort of.
Defending wise, he's not that quick, but when he's a weird one, isn't he? When he comes back to our goal, you can see he was beaten a couple of times, I thought, when he was in defensive mode. But in attacking mode, I don't know, with the ball at feet, he's absolutely electric. Without the ball, when he's running without the ball, he's not as quick.
Come on then, who's going to talk about the Barnsley goal then proper? I've touched on it, but...
Well, I think... Let's be fair. If this was Corey in goal, we would have he'd have got an absolute battering for it. And I think it wasn't. That will not go down in Ben's chronicle of county games as one of his greatest by any means. He was having a bit of a mare all day, I thought.
His distribution all day was rather poor.
Sorry?
His distribution all day was pretty poor.
I know, but it started
playing everywhere.
It started off, I think, in that sort of first half before they scored, where a shot came in and he didn't know what to catch it, watch it bounce, and I think it just bounced off his chest in the end. And he sort of
chest or art, yeah.
And we talk about Corey not giving confidence to your defence. Well, straight away I'm like, oh God, it's going to be one of them days. That didn't install confidence into us. We know both goalkeepers. Let's be absolutely honest. If Ben had all the strengths that we think he's got and would have, he wouldn't be playing for us. He would have had a career in the Championship or even higher. Same with Corey. If he was the all-round goalkeeper that we'd hoped he would be playing at Championship level. So they all have their own faults, like all the players do. That's why they're playing at League One. But
let's just keep it on this game, though. So with what Ben did, okay, so someone take me through. No one's taken me through that goal yet.
I'll do it.
I don't want to relive it.
Go on, Steve.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a back pass, wasn't it? I think it was Callum Connolly back pass to Ben, and he had an opportunity to hit it first time, and he decided to kind of let it roll a little bit, so he got a bit more time. He was not under pressure, and it was a poor kick. That was it. It was just a poor kick. You know, he should have put it into the corner maybe, but it's just a poor kick. And
but from a decision point of view to make the kick, Steve, like he could have just rolled it back to Callum Connolly. He was free.
Callum Connolly was under pressure, wasn't he? There was somebody literally right next to him.
Yeah, I think so.
Chasing him down.
But it was a poor kick, and it's like, did he mean to kick it there? Did he? You know, he didn't mean to do a poor kick. He meant to do a good kick, and it was just a poor one. And they picked up the ball, and then they kind of exposed us at the back. The ball went out to the left-hand side. I think Callum Connolly was maybe out of position. They put a cross into the middle. Odin Bailey allowed their player to get past him, and they scored. But, you know, it was poor. But, yeah.
I've watched the goal back as well, and the Odin bit, I mean, we've given Odin a lot of praise over the last couple of months, but he's got to look at himself at that goal, because the guy who ended up scoring, who's the first Tamil, we know this, don't we, Steve, from the preview pod, he's the first Tamil player to play in the Football League, and he was pretty gangly, and in certain situations we managed to knock him off the ball pretty easily, but in that situation, Odin Bailey is perfectly positioned to stop him receiving that ball for 80% of the time, and that just 20%, like just before the cross was kicked across, he just let him run off him. And Dave would have been absolutely fuming at that, because take the kick away, the bad kick away, goalkeepers can do that. We know that. We should defend it, and we didn't.
I think what frustrates me is, more than anything, it's a goal we've conceded that we shouldn't be conceding, because it was our own undoing, wasn't it? And it was just a bit of a poor bit of play, really.
Yeah. And at that point, Barnsley were really snapping into their tackles as well. We were looking all over the shop, really. And I mean, 8 minutes later, there was another. Well, this was a long range shot. It was a volley that came out to one of their players, straight at Ben, and he sort of tried to kick it away, and it got stuck under his foot, and he was so lucky that just didn't roll in.
Many a time have I seen that go underneath the goalkeeper's foot and straight into the back of the net.
Yeah.
I
panicked.
Yeah. Me and my dad in our seats were looking at it going, "Oh my God."
we did as well.
It's one of them ones, though, isn't it? It's as well. Ben can clear it. He doesn't know where it's gone, and you just watch the ball rolling back towards the line or something. So just that first half was just clunky. It really was. It was not a great showing at all, to be honest. I just like I say, their goal scorer, I knew I'd seen him somewhere else. The lad played for Oldham last season on loan, and I think he scored one of the goals in the playoff semi-final or final to get him back.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. He scored the winning goal in one of the playoff matches.
Yeah, Welsh under 18 or 19 lad, Barnsley Academy. He's like I thought he was really, really good, giving them credit. We knew what Keller Dunn's about, and he's probably he's one player you'd love actually at our club. And he offers something. He has that little bit of what we used to have in Paddy and Sars, that little bit of shithousery at the next level, which you'd love for us to do. I thought the shithousery competition, Barnsley completely battered us on the shithousery.
I mean, second half. I
Yeah,
mean,
we'll
come on
definitely
to
go on
that.
to that in the second
Definitely
half.
come
won't
on
we?
to that,
Yeah.
because that's massively topical
What
at the moment as well.
What about so we just talked about, you know, that shot that came to Ben, and I mean, to be fair, that pitch yesterday, it was slippy as anything. The rain on it, it must have been tough for a goalkeeper. And even though it kind of looked like it was going to go into net, he got down quick and saved it. But what about what happened with Callum Connolly and Ben Hinchliffe with that pass? Do you remember the back pass?
Yeah,
What
we
happened
just
there?
about saw it. We were sort of heading down to the
Right. So basically, Callum passed the ball to Ben, and it wasn't a great pass, and I didn't put enough on it. And then then basically, I think Ben passed it. Did he pass it back? And then their player picked it up, and they had a great chance to score. We were very fortunate not to let a goal in at that point.
I think.
I mean, before that, Lowe, I made a note that Lowe hit over from he sort of broke through on the wide right position. He hit the ball beautifully, but he just smacked it over the top of the bar. If that had gone in top corner, like far top corner, that would have been some goal. It's just not quite going for him either. I mean, Steve, you mentioned about Benno. When you've got two young strikers who, I mean, Lowe had a little bit of a purple patch, didn't he, a few games ago? But you sort of get the feeling that he should be scoring more with the chances maybe that he's being given. I don't know.
I think the difference between Benno and Lowe is that Lowe's movement is consistently a lot better than Benno's is. Like off the ball, you can see him making those little penetrating runs to try and stretch the defense. You can see him trying to play off of what Wotton's giving him. And with Benno, I don't see that sort of stuff as much. He's much more just like a poacher rather than what was it? Yeah, penetrating sort of striker.
I think we were seeing it before he went on that first international break. Did he play against? Was it Cardiff he played against? And it looked really good, and it looked like, you know, he was really making a difference. But he's just, I don't know, it's just dropped off a little bit at the moment, hasn't
I think I just mentioned it right at the beginning. They had two good central defenders. Wotton was not winning anything. It looked like Wotton had lead boots on for that game. And if you've got Lowe and Anderson trying to feed off Wotton and the flick-ons and the knock-ons, they weren't really getting any service. They were had to pick the balls up in midfield, and they want the ball in the 6-yard box, the 12-yard box, not sort of in between the lines as such. So yeah, it was a hard one. Like I say, they had two that Robertson Shepherd, as we mentioned, really, really good. Wotton didn't felt that he looked leggy, I thought, Wotton all game.
It wasn't just the balls into his head though as well. It was into feet as well. He was struggling to trap the ball. Maybe, as you said, Steve, it was really sort of quite slippy, the surface, and maybe that was part of it as well. And they also patterned the midfield out quite a bit as well. So if your touch wasn't perfect, like your first touch wasn't perfect, they were snapping in to the tackles in that first half. We'll talk second half, but I thought they dropped off massively in that second half, which allowed us to get back into it.
And I thought we're fortunate to go in at the break 1-0 down. I thought that was, it gave you a bit of hope going into the second half, but you weren't sure where that hope was going to come from.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen it that we've only been 1-0 up, and then we thought, oh, we should be more up, and then we've thrown 3 points away. So yeah, let's play a quick transition, and then we'll come back for the second half. Okay, cool. Welcome back. We're talking the 1-1 draw against Barnsley. We're recording this Sunday evening, so 24 hours after the event. Done the first half already. Let's go into the second half. So a couple of substitutions that we made. So Hunt and Osborne, the two oldies, came on for Olowu, not too old, and Anderson, the youngie. Immediately, guys, were you pleased that we'd made those subs?
I expected subs. It's a bit unknown because, like I said, Osborne's back from injury, gone into midfield, not left wing back. Hunt, I say, wasn't spectacular what we saw him at Peterborough. So, But what I would say, we looked more balanced as a team with them on the pitch. And just, like I say, that clunkiness sort of disappeared. I don't know if I say having a right-footed, right-back proper person there, Osborne, a proper left-footed, left-sided player on the pitch as well. We just looked a lot more balanced as a team.
I think it was good to get a little bit of experience on there too, because the players that were on the pitch that weren't doing too well were the younger ones. They weren't dealing with the intensity that Barnsley were playing with very well. So getting some cool lads on the pitch is never a bad thing.
Yeah, the moment they came on, so you know what, I sit near the halfway line and I can see kind of what's going on, kind of from a different angle. And the moment they came on, they were both dictating play. They were both talking. They were both, really kind of leading in the positions. And I was really, I thought Hunt had a really good game. But Ben Osborne in the middle, it was great to see him there. He was playing that kind of Ollie Norwood role, and it's not quite Ollie Norwood, but he wasn't far off. He didn't have the kind of range of passing that Norwood does, but the calmness, the moving into the positions, the kind of picking up the ball at the just in front of the centre backs, and I just thought it was excellent, and I just relaxed when he was on the pitch. I thought it was excellent. It was what we've been missing.
Yeah, we've been critical of Owen Moxon, and the first half yesterday, ironically, it's probably one of his better halves for us.
Yeah,
I thought he did really well.
I thought it was very harsh of Charlie to bring him off when he did, because I thought he was actually playing pretty decently.
He sort of gave away a silly
I think
foul,
he wanted to change. He wanted to get Diamond on, didn't he? So who are you going to bring on? He could have taken Bailey off at that point, I guess. But I think Moxon had done a really good shift. But I'm with you, Steve. It's the first time I've seen Osborne play central midfield for us, because he's been shoved out onto the left as an emergency left wing back. But when he did come on, he just moves the ball quicker. That is I think that's what you get as a Championship footballer compared to a League One and a League Two player. They're probably technically very similarly good, but they think quicker and they can pass the ball faster. Likewise, the players receiving the ball should be able to trap a faster ball better as well. So you are relying upon somebody who can trap a fast pass ball. But Barnsley started chasing shadows when he came onto the pitch. And everything that was working for them in the first half, the high pressing and the intensity that they were doing, we were circumnavigating that. And chances started coming, didn't they?
I think they absolutely have just completely abandoned their high pressing and intensity and just decided to try and sit on a 1-0 lead, which, as we saw, doesn't work.
They got tired.
Well, yeah. They couldn't keep it up for 90 minutes and decided to just... Well, they had their excuse, so they sat on it and they got punished for it in the end.
When are we going to talk about the shithousery then? Massive gamesmanship, playing for time, killing our momentum throughout the whole of that half. I'm getting pissed off. It's starting to really piss me off, because so many teams are doing this now. And I think somebody posted on our group that I think it might have been Reedy had posted that Donnarumma has been sort of called out for it by Daniel Farke in the Man City win. I've not seen anything of it. I don't know if anybody else has. But all I'd say is that if that's creeping into the Premier League, hopefully someone will do something about it in the powers that be, because it ain't going to happen if it's just in League One and no one gives a shit about our league and time wasting and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you could tell the ref that it said gullible on the ceiling, and it stood out in the middle of the Edgeley Park looking up. Like, genuinely, the refereeing on that day was utterly honking. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, what was it again? Was it utterly what?
Idea.
Utterly honking.
Honking.
Can someone tell me the rule? Russ is not here, but he tends to know rules and shit. But and he quotes the bloody laws of the game or whatever. But can someone tell me the rule? If someone hurts their little toe, okay, and they go down, is the referee required to stop the game?
No.
So why are they doing it?
Because they're stupid.
It's one of the... I think they're meant to stop the game if they lose a piece of their equipment, i.e. a boot or something like that comes off, then they're meant to stop the game. Obviously, the ball hits the referee, they're meant to stop the game and get onto that other thing that I hate of the manufactured drop balls.
And also head injuries.
Yeah, and head injuries. I think they were the main ones to stop.
I thought they were very clever with it, though, because they weren't doing it to stop the game. If you watch what they do, the ball would go out of play, and then they'd go, "Oh, hang on a minute, my ankle's gone," and they'd sit down, and the ref would come over, and he'd say, "You all right? Do you need a trainer? Just give me a minute. Yeah. And then, "Oh, I'm okay to carry on." But it was just, I don't like it, but it was extreme.
It was a combination, Steve. I think it was a combination of yeah, you're right. That did happen as well. But
and to be honest, what surprised me was the goalkeeper never went down. That's the normal one, isn't it? The goalkeepers normally, because they can't go off if they get treatment. It's the goalkeeper that's the class act one. But they didn't. The goalkeeper didn't go down. I was half expecting, like I say, that last 10 minutes was just the goalkeeper going down every 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it was daft. I mean, I was watching it thinking, realistically, we should have 10 minutes added on, something like that. But I thought there's no way they'll add 10 minutes on, and then he only added 6 on, didn't it? At the end, I was like, well, that's not enough. It didn't
considering the amount of substitutes as well. I mean, obviously we made 2 at half time, and then obviously during the game we've made another 2, bringing Jack Diamond and Mothershill on. I think they've only actually made 2 subs.
Yeah, it was 2. Yeah.
When McGoldrick came on, and I don't know about you guys, but once he come on the pitch, I'm thinking, oh no.
No, I wasn't. I mean, the guy could barely run, so I was absolutely fine with him coming on.
Yeah. Barnsley didn't pose a threat at all in that second half. So whether he was on the pitch or not, I don't think it was even going to get to him because we basically had the ball the entire time.
It was a good second half, wasn't it? It was really impressive, and with the performance lately, I was a bit kind of this was the first game this season I've gone into it feeling really concerned. At home anyway, thinking I'm not sure where it's going to go. And I actually predicted a draw, but I was really concerned.
What score did you predict, Steve?
I thought I did 2-2, but I'm not sure. I think I said 2-2, but I just thought.
Is this on our prediction league?
No, on the Barnsley review pod I did.
All right. It's just that if I can just sort of say on our prediction league, I'm now second in the table.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
I predicted 1-1.
Yeah, I can never remember to do it. But I was really concerned with the midfield and the hope it gave me when I saw Ben Osborne play that second half and knowing Callum Camps is almost back. And then, Ollie Knorr was coming back at Christmas. It's filling me with hope at a time when I was a bit worried. So it was good. Good second half.
We've said before, at this moment in time, this is his worst county performance and team and lineup and availability and selection there will be all season.
Don't say that, Dan. Dan.
What?
Dan.
We thought that before. Don't say that. More get injured.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just know that there'll be a clash of heads between Lowe and Wootton, and they'll both be concussed in training, and neither will be able to play on Saturday in the FA Cup or something. Do you know what I mean?
But
you can't say that.
With the second half performance, it was night and day. A lot better. A lot more Dave Challoner team. A lot more intensity. A lot more fight. A lot more purpose about him. But still, we didn't create enough chances for me. Possession-wise, that second half, we had 69% of the ball. But we just didn't, 6 shots with 2 on target for that second half. And that was the bit that still is a little bit of a worry. We're not creating them. We're not putting chances away. But if you're creating not enough chances and you're not putting them away, then it gets even harder.
I think
what did we think about the quality of the ball? The balls into the box.
That's what I was going to say, Jimmy. I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, when Diamond came on, for some unknown reason, the guy was put on set piece duty, and I love Diamond's running. I just don't think he can really strike a ball particularly well, whether it's shooting or from set pieces, and yeah. They were crap.
Definitely doesn't seem to catch it very nicely, does it? Every time he's in for a one-on-one, he just seems to scuff it. Every time he seems like he's ready to get across and he balloons it.
Yeah, the dead balls weren't great either, were they? The corners weren't great. The free kicks weren't great. It's all the stuff you need Ollie Norwood for, isn't it? Yeah. So they need to work on that, and I'm sure they will. But
it was great to see Malik coming on there, wasn't it? So he got 15 minutes. He didn't get that. He didn't get on the ball enough for me, I thought. But I just love having him on the pitch because I just think he's someone that will be able to just unlock a defence for us. Didn't quite do it, but the more minutes that we can get into him, surely that's got to be a positive thing. Although when he did come on, that meant that we had Diamond on for Moxon, Malik on for Bailey. So the only midfielder that we had on the pitch was Osborne. Poor bloke had to cover.
One in midfield.
Yeah.
And
but it worked, didn't it? Let's face it, it worked. I mean, so let's talk about the debacle that happened before the goal. So should we have had 2 penalties? I mean, Carl Wotton certainly thought we should have, because as we were running back after scoring the goal, he was doing this to the ref too. You missed 2 penalties.
Absolutely. I mean, the only one that I properly remember because I was shouting that much was the second penalty shout, where I think it was it low at the back stick. Their big, like, number 6 grabbed his arms around him, took down one of his legs, literally just fell onto him on the floor, and the referee didn't even bloody look at it. No. It's absolutely ridiculous.
The referee did not want to make any big decisions.
No, he didn't.
He did every big decision, even the decision of what got me was there was an opportunity. Ball came in, goalkeepers caught it in midair, landed outside the pitch, and the referee's like, look, going, I'm not going to give anything. I'm just play on. It's rather, a foul, we've pushed him out, or it's a corner. But he didn't. The players then took a yard back into the pitch and played on, rolled the ball out. We carried on playing. The ref didn't want to make any big calls all game. He wouldn't even give a foul throw.
No, I know. And you mentioned Steve, the linesman, on your side as well. I mean, it was hard for us in the Cheadle end to see whether he was making all those wrong decisions on offside, but
he was. I was livid. Honestly, I don't get that animated at games, but I was livid yesterday because I'm where I sit. I say halfway line, but I'm not on halfway line. I'm third down the pitch. I was banging line with most of those decisions, and at least 3 of them in the first half were clearly offside. And the liner was like 3-4 yards behind play. He didn't have a clue. It was so frustrating. And fortunately, none of them cost us a goal, but it could easily have done.
Yeah, I nearly burst my eardrum with one of them where I saw it offside, shouted liner that loud that my dad just turned around and said, warn me next time.
Yeah, I was losing
not
it
happy
yesterday.
with it either.
I had my wife and daughter were there, and they just like looking at me like, calm down. It's like I'd gone completely gone.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talked about Jack Hunt. He actually got the man of the match on FOTMob. Do we feel he can do a job then for the next 6 weeks? Obviously, fingers crossed he can stay fit, which is the massive thing.
I think it's very nice to have somebody who's more of a traditional fullback playing as the fullback rather than somebody who's more attacking inclined. So we've actually got one of the 2 sides not being vulnerable.
He put some great balls in as well, didn't he? He's got vision. Some of the passes he put in were really good passes, and like you said, I think he set up the winning goal, didn't he, as well? But I was really impressed with him. I thought he did really well.
Does he remind you of Phil Barnsley? Let's hope he plays more games than Phil Barnsley.
Hopefully, what did Phil Barnsley play? 1 was it? Or
I think he
2
played
maybe
2 or 3, but he literally spawned in for like 2 weeks, played 3 games, and then we never saw him again.
Yeah.
But I said his opportunity, like Challoner says, is I wouldn't say it's his shirt at the moment. He's still going to prove that he can get 90 minutes and that'll build on that. But there's a contract there to be earned, I suppose, for him. Or even if it's not with us, it's a contract with someone else if need be in January. So, it's hopefully, he looks good, looks promising, and it adds to the squad. And like you say, that experience, and there's a value to that experience. And, if we want to be at the top of the table.
So, as I say, FOTMob gave the man of the match to Jack Hunt with an 8.3. Connolly was just behind him with an 8.1. Come on, let's talk about that goal. I mean, I feel sorry for him in that he couldn't celebrate because we wanted to get the winner. So, like, you sort of saw him sort of score and then run back saying, come on, guys, let's get back. What a volley from a central defender that is.
Beautiful strike.
Has Connolly not an ex-Barnsley player?
Yeah.
Connolly.
Yes, he is.
That's why I thought he didn't celebrate, not for the I think.
Oh no, I think it was like Jimmy said. I think it was like, come on, we've got one. We need to go and get another.
Yeah.
But it was Jack Hunt as ex Barnsley as well. So Jack Hunt set Connolly up. Oh, like you say,
Nice.
what a finish! What a finish!
It's the first time, in it. It's if he can try to control that, then hit that. He misses or the keeper saves it. The fact that he's hit it first time on the sort of the swivel as such, that's why it's gone in the back of the net for me.
Super.
Well deserved as well, because once again I thought Connolly had a great game. Him and Pye, and let's face it. I mean, I think you said, Dan, they had two shots. Maybe you didn't say it. No, you said that we had 6 shots second half.
Yeah.
They only had 2 shots in the second half, and that was with one midfielder on the pitch. So we were obviously pushing. Well, we were, weren't we? We were absolutely pushing them back, and they didn't have the legs to get up the field. So that's
just talking about those guys. I thought Connolly had a good game, but Pye was outstanding. In the first half, if it wasn't for Pye, we would have gone in a lot more than 1 down. He was superb.
I mean, I thought Connolly should have been man of the match, personally.
He was great. He was great.
Hadn't the man of the match been given before he scored?
Yeah.
I think he should have been given man of the match before he scored. I thought he was superb.
I think the first half. I think that first half is probably what's gone against them.
Yeah.
Because he did look, while he was playing sort of the right back or right side, he looked a little bit, same again, not comfortable, should we say?
Well, they swapped him, didn't they? They swapped him with Alohu.
Yeah.
Halfway through the first half, but he did it. He had a great game. Man of the match for me was Fevs. Purely, I just thought he was outstanding, and to see Fevs play 90 minutes, and he did play 90 minutes, didn't he? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
To see him put in a 90-minute performance, that bodes well for the future for us. Definitely.
I would say that I thought all of them, even Dodgson, I thought played quite well. There was a few balls I think he could have done a little bit better with, and you could see that he needs a little bit more of his confidence. Like we mentioned before, Moxon as well, probably one of his better games than in the last 4 or 5. Must try harder, probably a C-. You would have to say the front 3, Lowe, Wotton, Anderson. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't know if they're just, for me, Wotton looks a little bit leggy, could do with a rest. And like I say, Lowe and Anderson both just look like they need a goal to set them off for the day. But the rest of the team, like you say, I thought were really, really good. I thought Pye, as the game went on, looked a little bit leggy as well, but expected. He's played a lot of games, a lot of minutes. But yeah, no, like I say, from the first half, from where we finished the first half to where we finished at the full time, just 2 complete different outlooks and emotions about the game.
Yeah. Should we just very quickly talk about the Crew game? So we're playing Crew on Wednesday. So the guys will be filming the Wednesday pod at 8 o'clock. So yeah, that game will actually finish when they're on air. So I'm sure they'll be keeping us updated for those of you who watch live. What are we thinking team wise then for this game against Crew in the last 32 in the Virtu Trophy or Virtue, whatever you call it?
I think it will be heavily rotated, getting players who've been out injured, haven't had as much game time, get them on the pitch, get them, getting a little bit more match sharp. I'll be surprised if it isn't. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think Dave's kind of hinted at camps might start. I think you'll see what's rested, probably Benno and Lowe up front to give them that chance to get the goals, particularly Benno. I think we'll see the return of Teo Eden. I think he'll play a part in the game from what people have said. Probably more of Jack Hunt, maybe another half of Jack Hunt. Probably Christy Grogan will be in there again because I think they'll want to rest some of our defenders. And maybe Alohu will start because he only played half yesterday. And then the likes of Mothersill and whoever, getting some more game time.
Yeah, Corey in goal.
Yeah.
Well, it might be a game of the Coreys again, might it? Corey O'Keefe might come back in.
O'Keefe's back, isn't he?
Corey Edwards as well, which would be another one I'd like to see get more minutes because I think he's a lad that could really, some point in the season, could start a first team game for us in the league because I've been impressed what I've seen so far. So yeah, it's going to be the game of the Corys, and hopefully they can put a shift in.
Tyler Onyango, I think Dave alluded to maybe coming back in as well to get some minutes. In
Yeah,
that
I
game.
thought he was another week behind, to be honest, another week or two. But maybe he's okay. I don't think we're going to see him back till Doncaster game.
I do think though that these obviously it's back-to-back cup games. Obviously, Crewe. Then we got Cambridge in the FA Cup on the Saturday afterwards, and I just hope we don't toss these games away, because I think the EFL trophy is something I do think we can get to the final and win. To be honest,
We say that every year, don't we?
I know, but we it's something, and I know it's priorities getting promoted and stuff like that, but it's just what a cherry on the cake that would be.
Yeah, I don't mind tossing away the Virtue Trophy, but not the FA Cup. Stay in the FA Cup.
And the FA Cup one is, like say, well, sod's law is every time we do toss it away, the FA Cup, we end up on the second round, the third round draw. Cambridge will end up with Man United or something like that. It always happens. I remember
I think
when
he'll go pretty. I think he'll go pretty strong because we've got the 4 games in 10 days or whatever it is. I think he'll go strong on the Saturday games. So Doncaster, we may see a slightly rotated team for the Tuesday night game against Doncaster, but then when we're back at home again against Stevenage, which is a massive game for us, really. They continue to win, and they're still up there. Are they second at the moment behind Cardiff? I think it is. Yeah, so they're second behind Cardiff, so they're on 31 points. We're on 29 points. We played 1 game more than them, so huge game. We need to beat Stevenage at home if we want to maintain this sort of charge for the automatic places. Cool. Okay then. So we're on 47 minutes, guys. So time has flown as always. Overall, 1 point positive rather than 2 points lost.
I came into that match wanting the draw, and we got the draw, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and I think the bonus was as well, we came from behind, and we got the draw rather than kind of gave them a draw. Do you know what I mean? So it's a lot of positives from that game yesterday, and like I said, with all the players coming back, I'm quite hopeful now.
Yeah, I think the real bonus was nobody got sent off and nobody got injured.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That we know
managed to go a week without another sending off or another injury. So, that's it's all positive from this point onwards.
Yeah, spot on. Well, thanks as always, guys, and we'll be chatting next weekend after the Cambridge game. So have a nice week, guys, and I'll see you then.
See you later.
Cheers, guys.